So now that the Nokia T21 tablet is available in the United States, how does it compare to the Redmi Pad by Xiaomi? Let's compare as much as possible to find out. Now when it comes to the pricing on these two tablets, they're going to be somewhat similar. $239 for Nokia, and that's with 64 gigabytes of storage. But if you spend only $10 more, you can get the Redmi Pad with double the storage at 128 gigabytes. Screen sizes are going to be somewhat similar as well. You've got a 10.36 inch display on the T21 versus a slightly larger 10.61 inch display on the Redmi Pad, and then both have a resolution of 1200 by 2000. The screen brightness between the two are going to be somewhat similar, although I feel like the Redmi Pad may be a tad brighter, colors might be a tad more saturated or vibrant. You can also watch in full HD playback resolution on apps like Netflix for both tablets, up to 1080p resolution on the T21, but up to 1440p resolution for the Redmi Pad. Now, one advantage for the Redmi Pad is going to be the battery life. During my testing, the Nokia T21 lasted just over 7 hours, where the Redmi Pad lasted over 9 hours before dying at 100% screen brightness during the same test. Both should be fine for getting you through most of a normal workday, but if you want the tablet with better battery life, you're going to want to go with the Redmi Pad. Now both tablets currently are on Android 12 as of this video, but the software on these two tablets are going to be quite a bit different. The Redmi Pad software reminds me a lot of what you're going to see on an iPad, where you have the notification shade, but you also have up in the corner, sort of like their control center to adjust screen brightness, and it's got your quick access shortcuts. There's going to be a lot of little things that are different on the Redmi Pad compared to Nokia and a lot of other Android tablets. We're on the Nokia T21. It's going to look closer to stock Android. And again, there's going to be small differences, like how you have left of the home screen the Google Entertainment Space on Nokia versus Google Discover on the Redmi Pad. This one may just come down to personal preference on which one has the better software. You can also use an active stylus or a pen on both tablets as well. So that's going to be nice for taking notes, doing some light drawing, or just moving around the software. Sure, it's not going to be as good as an S Pen on Samsung tablets, but still a nice option to have. Nice thing is you can connect both tablets to a Bluetooth keyboard. Like these two from Logitech, definitely makes it a little easier if you need to type out a paper or just taking some notes. And then when it comes to performance, somewhat similar between these two, but the Redmi Pad is going to have the slight advantage, as you can see here on the multi-core scores. And the versions that I have of these tablets, both are 4 gigabytes of RAM. You get a MediaTek Helio G99 processor in the Redmi Pad, where the Nokia T21 has a Unisoc T612 processor. But just moving around the software, it's not going to be a huge difference as far as which one feels faster. They're definitely not going to compete against higher end tablets, but should have enough performance to do most of your everyday tasks or simple things like browsing online, reading, watching movies, taking notes, those types of things. And then when it comes to gaming, it's going to be somewhat similar between these two. Even though neither one is considered a gaming tablet, I think most people will enjoy gaming on either one. Just realize the graphics and frame rates may be a little bit lower compared to more high-end tablets, but still get the job done in my opinion, especially if you're playing games like PUBG Mobile or Asphalt 9. One advantage you get on the Nokia tablet, it does have a headphone jack, where you're not going to get that on the Redmi Pad. Another advantage for the Redmi Pad is going to be the speakers. The Nokia T21 speakers are decent for having 2 speakers, but when you compare it to the Redmi Pad, which has a quad speaker setup, the Redmi Pad just sounds better and is quite a bit louder overall. Here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. Then when it comes to the cameras on these two, somewhat similar considering you got an 8 megapixel front facing and an 8 megapixel rear facing camera for each tablet, and then up to 1080p resolution for video recording on both. As far as camera and video quality goes, sort of what you would expect on tablets in this category. Not going to be the best out there for Zoom meetings or video conference calls, but they would probably work if you had to use them in a pinch. Just keep in mind they're not going to be as good as your cell phone, but here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at the Nokia T21 and the Redmi Pad. I feel like it's pretty obvious which one I would go with, but may just come down to personal preference between these two. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.